It's gritty, it's raw, it's heartbreak in a spandex bodysuit. Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler is one of the most talked about films of the 2000s. But years later, the question still stands: was it a true masterpiece or just an overhyped awards darling? So, what is The Wrestler? This movie was released in 2008. The Wrestler follows Randy the Ram Robinson, a once famous pro wrestler now past his prime, struggling to find meaning and life outside of the ring. It's a quiet, haunting portrayal of aging, addiction, and the cost of holding on to faded glory. One of the best movies to come out that year. It was a real good movie. I'm not a big fan of Mickey Rourke, but it was definitely a good movie because I grew up watching wrestling. I love wrestling. It was good, and I think this is the accurate portrayal of life when you're not a big time star, when you're holding on, like the end of your career or whatever, just trying to make ends meet, cash a check or whatever. I thought the portrayal was very good, and I thought he did a good job portraying that character on screen. He didn't win the Academy Award that year. Sean Penn won for Milk, but he was nominated. So was it Oscar bait? I don't know, but I thought the movie was pretty good. Let's start with The Wrestler. Why it might actually be underrated. Number one, Mickey Rourke's for performance. This was just action. It was lived in. Mickey Rourke was Randy the Ram. His broken body, slurred words, and wounded eyes told a story even the script didn't. He was nominated for an Oscar, but many fans believe he should have won. Like I said, Sean Penn won for Milk, which was an excellent performance. He just went up at the wrong year. If they would have released it the next year, he would have probably won.
I'm an old, broken down piece of meat, and I'm alone. And I deserve to be all alone.
Number two, realism and respect for wrestling. Unlike Hollywood's usual character of pro wrestling, the wrestler treats it with surprising respect. The rituals, the pain, the lonely motel nights, it's all there. Wrestlers like Ric Flair and Bret Hart praise the film's honesty.
I love this movie for how real it is, and especially this scene. I just feel a tremendous sadness when I watch it. That tells me how real it is.
Raw human storytelling. The director strips down everything. No flashy editing, no swelling music, just quiet suffering. It's a character study, not a sports movie. And that makes it even more powerful. All right, the case for Overrated. Let's be fair, some critics and fans do think this film was a bit overrated. Number one reason, it's relentlessly bleak. There's no relief, no light at the end of the tunnel. For some, the wrestler is so emotionally heavy, it borders on misery porn. You watch a man fall and then fall some more. I get that. It was super sad, the whole movie. There was really no break, no like real happy moments in the film or whatever. But I think that's the wrestler's life when you're at the end and if you don't have any options or whatever. So I get that. Number two, then supporting characters. Marissa Tomei is as strong as Cassidy, but the daughter subplot, it feels very underdeveloped, like a shortcut to make us care more. The focus is tight on Randy. It leaves everyone else underwritten. I agree with that. The movie's pretty much about him, and any other characters that come into focus seem rushed. And like, what are they there for? Nobody wants to see these guys. So I totally get that part. Number three, awards buzz overshadowed the film. When the wrestler dropped, most of the conversation became about Mickey Rourke's comeback, not the film itself. That led some to believe the movie was riding on the drama of real life rather than standing on its own merits. This is 100% true because I didn't even know about the wrestler until they started talking about him. They made it more about Mickey Rourke making his comeback, doing a good movie again instead of making it more about the movie. And the only reason why I saw it is because they were making a big deal about how good he was in the movie. Overall, it was a good movie in my opinion, but I can get where people felt that way. Because if you look at what he was going through in his life, he was I think he was on drugs. He had the plastic surgery that made his face look all fucked up or whatever. So he was going through his own thing, sort of like the wrestler. So it was like pretty much art imitating life or whatever, because you can say that the wrestler was him. he was at the end of his career trying to make a comeback and shit like that. So I totally understand that aspect. Cult status and legacy. 15 plus years later, how do we look at the wrestler now? It hasn't become a meme. It's not endlessly quoted, but those who love it really love it. It's often mentioned in the same breath as Raising Bull or The Fighter, but with more heart and fewer punches. I love this movie. I think it's an excellent movie. As a person who grew up watching wrestling and watching it all the time until I was like 12 or 13, I thought it gave a very good visual on what the life of a wrestler is. Um, it probably steered a lot of people away from going into that lifestyle because your body really breaks down. Even though wrestling is fake, those flips and those falls, they do take a toll on you doing it over and over again. So I love the way they showed every aspect of the wrestler and how he interacts with the people that he's wrestling, how most of them are really good friends, and how everything is choreographed and the different things you have to do to keep from not getting hurt a lot or whatever. So I love this movie. I think it's a great movie. Like I said, I think it's a real good movie. It deserved to be nominated for the Oscars. It was a lot of sadness in the movie, but it was still overall a good performance by Mickey Rourke, and it was a great showing behind the scenes that people would never normally see what happens to real life wrestlers. It seemed like more of a documentary, in my opinion, instead of a movie chronicling the life of a wrestler, in my opinion. So the final verdict: was the wrestler underrated or overrated? Honestly, in my opinion, it's underrated. Not in award sense, but in the way it captures human frailty, loneliness, and the addiction to the applause. It's not for everyone. It's slow, it's sad, but it's real, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Um, People love this movie. It's a great movie. Like I said, it's real. It seems like a documentary and not a movie. It's actually following this man and his life and what he has to go through to try to be a star again. He wants to be the star. He wants that cheer of the crowd. And I think that's what a lot of athletes go through at the end of their career when they don't really have it, but they're trying to hold on. And I love that take on it. Definitely underrated in my opinion. So what do you guys think of The Wrestler? Was it a masterpiece or just too depressing for a song good? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me what movie I should break down next. That's going to do it for the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. I truly appreciate you guys for giving me 10-15 minutes of your time. There's only 24 hours in the day, and you gave me some of your time, so I truly appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll get at y'all on the next one later.